of Lake Erie to Browns fans worldwide. Hope is alive and the future's bright. There's a Gleam podcast, a Cleveland Browns podcast. Let's get the Gleam together. Cold Lake wind and orange lights, Sunday fire, dog pound nights. We won the scars, we stood the test, brown and orange across our chest. From the Muni Lock to the end zone line, this city's heart still beats in time. Through every loss and every dream, you can feel it rise. There's a gleam. Let's get the gleam together. This is our time. Let's get the gleam together. Whoa. Let's get the gleam together. This is our town.
And good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our show. There's a Gleam podcast, a Cleveland Browns podcast. Today is Wednesday, April 1st, 2026. It is 12:01. How you doing today, John?
Steve, I was doing a kind of and I just heard that theme song, and I got the gleam. I'm fired up. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. How about you?
I feel, you know what?
What?
I ain't gonna lie. I really dig the theme song.
Yeah.
I caught myself singing it as I'm driving around. Deb still says, she's like, that should be a karaoke song. So down at our boat club, our Commodore Jeff Zika and past Commodore Justin Cox, they have a company they created called Ziox, where they do some weekends when it's lively down there. They'll pull out the karaoke machine and stuff, and people will be singing all night. I'm tempted one of these nights to get you down there, and we're going to karaoke this thing.
Let's get the gleam
Right.
together.
Question for you. We all know today's April Fool's Day. Are you a big April Fool's guy?
I do like April Fools a lot.
Do
I
you?
actually just did a little April Fool's prank on the family. I got my nephews, my sister, my kids. We're all in a group text about Survivor.
Yeah.
And I told them that Survivor is going to be filming season 52 on Put-in Bay. My sister fell for it. So
You're kidding me.
it's my sister.
She's gullible, huh?
Sometimes she is.
Oh,
What about you? You like
I used to, but not as much. And now social media, I think I'm hating it because like today, prior to the show, I'm like bouncing around. I'm like, Chase DeLauter, 60-day TL. I'm like, what? Or this or that. I'm like, duh, it's April 1st. So
no, that's to me. Well, okay, so these guys could do all of that, but there was none better of an April Fool's prank than the Sid Finch. Do you remember that? The Sports Illustrated, where they said Sid Finch, just back, I was a kid, probably 1981. Sid Finch could throw 102 miles an hour or something like that.
I do not remember that. Actually,
He was with the Mets, and it was Sports Illustrated. And even they had a fake Sid Finch, and he was with Gary Carter because Gary Carter was with the Mets at the time. 1985 it was.
Wow, I do not
That
remember.
was the pinnacle of sports April Fool's jokes. And now they're all just kind of whatever. Not
Oh,
funny.
there you go. Also, before I forget, because I'm actually pretty good. I've got to be one of the best people you know what, sending you texts or different things about past events or anniversaries. But I want to wish you and Aaron a happy early anniversary.
Thank you.
It's tomorrow, correct?
April 3rd.
All right, 2 days, close enough.
Close enough. No, you're actually my calendar. You remember all the passings of my mom and dad. You remember, hey, it's been so many years.
All the depressing stuff.
If it weren't for you, I don't know what I would do. I would guess I'd have to, I don't know, buy a calendar.
Yeah, right. No, that's
That's what friends are for.
on a serious note, do I get any credit for you guys being married?
I'm not ready to give that to you yet.
I still feel it.
You are partly responsible.
There we go. I'll take that.
I think I did the heavy lifting.
Well, I mean, that was a given, but no, story goes, John had started dating again and met his now wife, Aaron. And I remember him saying I met this lady. She seems really nice, totally opposite of what I would date. I don't know if I'm going to go on this date or not. And I remember telling them this is when we had Muni Crew full force. I'm like, you know what? Just go out with her, because if she's cool, even if you don't get along, she might have friends, and we could get girls to come tailgate with us. It won't be always just guys. So I say go on a date, and at the very least, we'll get some tailgate friends. And you went.
You did, and I was also at the end of my wits with dating too. I was like, I don't want to date anymore.
Right?
Like, just do this. You kind of, okay. So you get a percentage.
I get a little bit. So there you go. That's funny. Real quick, just want to remind everybody. I'm sure you know by now, but you can follow us all over the place. We are live every Wednesday here on the X. If you're watching us at Hemi44, you can follow us on Facebook at There's a Gleam Podcast, and also on YouTube at There's a Gleam Podcast. John is on TikTok with There's a Gleam. John, There's a Gleam, and I am There's a Gleam Podcast. And then you can also follow and subscribe on YouTube, Apple, and Spotify. There's a Gleam Podcast. Just look for our logo and you'll find us. So that's where to catch us. But man, we got a lot. Every week it seems like we're saying we got a lot to talk about.
We really have a lot today.
And we keep saying, I only have an hour. Show's got to be about an hour. But we're going to talk Browns news. We got a little bit about Myles Garrett, his contract. The AJ Epinenza not coming here now. Sanders changing his jersey. Some Todd Monken news, and a bunch more. We got a little bit of AFC North news, some NFL news, some draft talk. We both have our updated, or yours is updated. I'm debuting my first mock draft. And then the land today, we're featuring, I believe you're featuring the Oreo Cafe today in Berea, is it?
Yep, that's correct, in Berea.
Berea. All right, so let's get this going today, and let's start off with some Browns news. And what do we got for Browns news this week, John?
Well, the big news was the restructuring of Myles Garrett's contract. So, in 2025, he requested that trade. He said he wanted to chase the Super Bowl. And then in March, the Browns gave him a 4-year, $160 million extension. And then, as everybody knows, he just went off this year. 23 sacks, NFL single season record, defensive player of the year. But the Browns finished 5-12. And now the Browns modify Garrett's contract. This pushes the bonus deadlines from March to right before the season. I think they paid those in September, Steve, if I'm not mistaken. And they shift some future money into roster bonuses, and it just gives the Browns more cap flexibility. So I don't know, Steve, but a lot of people were speculating this means that this is setting the Browns up to be able to move Myles Garrett. What do you think?
I mean, I think they denied it, that it gives them whatever, but at the end of the day, Jack Duffin, who I believe is with the orange and brown, I think that's everybody here locally is go-to guy for the whole. I can't understand the cap to save my life. So you could explain this to me 100 times and I'm still going to be confused how this cap works. But what I do know is it does make him more easily tradable, whether they think so or not. They said it had nothing to do with it, but we'll see.
Yeah, Mary Kay Cabot asked Andrew Berry directly, and I can't remember how she worded it, but it basically was, are you gonna move Myles? And he said, the way he answered it was kind of strange. He said, Myles is a career Brown. Well, yeah, of course he's a career Brown up until now. He's one of the faces of our organization. He is pretty much the face of your organization, maybe besides Sanders. And he said, I think we've been very clear, both past and present, in terms of our feelings. I understand all the questions, which Stefanski always understood all the questions too. And he said, I'll be honest, I really don't want to waste a ton more breath on the topic.
I mean, I did see that. It was a little convincing.
I mean,
I guess we'll see, right?
I just don't think you want to be the general manager that makes the Deshaun Watson move and then trades a Hall of Famer, Myles Garrett.
I was just going to ask, where do you stand? Would you trade Myles or don't trade Myles?
No. I don't care what you give me. I'm not trading. At this point, no.
Okay.
Too late. What about you? Would you trade him?
I'll be honest. If I think I am a competitive football team in this next 2 or 3 years, a serious playoff contender, and think we could go to a Super Bowl, no. If our plan behind the scenes is we're building for 29 and that new dome, and that's when I think we may be competitive, honestly, then yeah, I mean, at that point, he's what, 30? What is he now? He's 30, 31. I mean, 3 more years later, at what point has he, he's at his peak, probably going to start that decline, I would think soon. But, if so in that case, I probably would.
I understand that, but you don't trade greatness. And I know he might be getting older, but to me, that's what makes the Cleveland Browns a great team, is by holding on to these guys like Joe Thomas that ends their career here. Myles Garrett ends their career here. Give us fans something to hang our hat on.
Oh, I agree. You'd love to see that. And unfortunately, in today's world with the money, especially baseball's got to be the worst. It's about getting that almighty dollar. And, you can't really blame some of the guys. That's why, on a side note, Jose Ramirez, for me, stock is through the roof. The fact that he's one of the few, if only player I can really think of that is truly a great player. That's like, I'm staying here, said something like, what can I get with 250 million that I'd get, with 400 or whatever the statement was. So anyway, I agree.
So on top of that, though, the Browns, they had their proposal of having draft picks traded out from 3 years to 5 years into the future.
Yes.
Now that there was a lot of speculation that was tying into the Myles Garrett possible trade, so they can get more draft picks further down the line.
Yep.
But then the Browns pulled that from the owners' meeting and said that they weren't going to put that proposal in. And I think a lot of people were saying that was going to be dead on arrival.
Yeah. Well, I think I have the clip. We have the clip here, but McVay's comments. I think he was with Kay Adams, was it, on her show? The comment. I'll bring this up.
The things that's really big is this Browns proposal to be able to trade draft picks like 5 years instead of just 1 year.
Sure.
With the mentality that you and how excited are you guys about that?
Well, it's big. There's 0% chance that'll get through. So
really?
You'll talk. Yeah, nobody. I respect the courage for Andrew to be able to have a very sound reasoning of what's behind it. Hey, if there's one thing you can bet Vegas odds on, there's no chance that thing's getting through.
But you'd back that, no? You're not going to pound the table for that?
Nope,
Why not? You don't really?
Yeah, competition committee was 11-0. I'm on the competition committee.
There you go, 11-0. No chance, zero chance that's getting through, as he said.
Yeah. So maybe that changes the Browns' mind. I don't know if that was something they were kind of shooting for or not, but I don't think it was a good idea, anyways.
Nah, I mean, well, I think some people actually. At first, I thought it was terrible. I'm like, these guys are going to lose their freaking mind. They're going to trade 5 draft picks to get Arch Manning or somebody else. But hearing a little bit more, I think what I could have seen, I think after doing the Deshaun Watson trade, I think most of us would agree, this could have allowed somebody to do a trade like, okay, we're going to trade you 3 first-round picks, but not all consecutive. They'll be every other year. And in that case, I was like, you know what? I kind of like that then. So I'm not using 3 straight years. I mean, you saw what it did to us. So in that regard, I was like, oh, all right. It doesn't sound so, I guess, crazy now.
Right.
But anyway, the other big news, it's like Maxx Crosby all over, but way less noise about it, huh?
Yeah, I'd say. AJ Epinenza.
Yeah.
Not to be mixed up with AJ Empanada.
I always want to say so. I'm glad he's not in the Browns because I would call him Empanada every time.
So the Browns nixed that deal that they had with him. It was a 1 year, $5 million deal. It fell through. The Browns didn't like the result of his physicals. I did a little research, and he had a neck injury last year. He had a foot injury in 25 also.
We know about neck injuries with linebackers, no?
Yeah, so I'm thinking one of those because he had a rib injury in 23, quad, ankle sprain in 21, 22. It's really, to me, it's pointing towards that neck injury that he got last year.
The JOK effect.
Yeah, so maybe they just figured, no, we're not going to go down that road. So AJ Epinenza no longer going to the Cleveland Browns, and he will be a free agent again.
Okay.
And then you had something about Shedeur Sanders and his number change.
Yeah. I mean, not too big of a surprise, but he is officially changing his number, going back to his well-known number 2 for year number 2. He wore 12 as a rookie, but now that, who was it? DeAndre Carter? I think it was.
Oh, yeah, I think so. DeAndre Carter was 2.
So,
and Carter's not on the roster anymore.
Yeah, so it makes sense. So all those that jumped out and got that Sanders jersey, you're going to be buying another one here unless you can get creative and somehow remove it. I was trying to think post 1999 of all the number 2s, and right now I know I'm missing at least one or two, but I mean obviously the first one was Couch back in 99. And then I feel like I'm missing people, but I know Johnny. So right now our track record with quarterbacks at 2, not faring the grace. Although I'm still a big Couch supporter.
Oh, I love.
I swear to this day, if Couch had any type of roster some of these other teams have, he would have been much better. James, our buddy James Frank said, "Now I got to buy a new jersey. Dang it!"
That's the thing. Like, you spend all this money on jersey, then players change it. I almost feel like the NFL should have some rule. If you wear one number, you've got to at least have it for 3 years or something like that, because these people are spending money on jerseys that aren't cheap.
Yeah, no. Well, I like what some of them have done before, where I think the Browns did this with certain players. They offered some type of refund or something, or bring it in and exchange it and get, something. So
yeah,
Rob put they could have proposed it that way. That sounds very similar to NBA where you can't trade consecutive. Yeah, first round picks. I agree with you, Steve. Sounds much more reasonable. Yeah, I agree too, Rob. At first I was against it, but when I heard that, I'm like, well, that kind of makes more sense.
I would agree with that. Just not back-to-back years.
Yeah, let's go Couch. And sure, got to change the narrative with our QBs at 2. If Couch had an O-line, yeah, I totally agree with you, James. John and I are both big Couch fans. I think he had no team, a terrible supporting cast, that if he would have had anything halfway decent, I think that he would have been much better. And I agree with you too. Change the narrative. Somebody's got to change it eventually, right? So why not Shedeur? Our buddy Ethan over at Going Nuclear. So if you guys didn't catch, they had a good show, one of his shows last night. I'm a supporter of Couch. Good for sleeping.
I've never seen a quarterback get sacked as quickly as Tim Couch got sacked.
Yeah.
There were times he really got the snap and he was getting hit. It was unreal.
Yep, that line was terrible. So they had the owners meeting, and there's some big Todd Monken news. He was all over the place. Now, granted, he's our local guy, but I've seen so many stories with him. And I'll let you start off with the big one that everybody's talking about.
Yeah, he missed the team photo. I guess he went to get a haircut, and then they took the photo, I guess, without him there. He got back from his haircut. He's like, I thought we were taking the photo.
Well, supposedly I thought I heard some people say that there was some type of, they have a agenda thing, and it was supposed to be, I think, at like noon.
Yeah.
Pacific Standard Time or whatever it was. And something changed, and he wasn't the only one. Todd McVay missed it too. I never heard why he missed it, but
he's probably doing an interview with Kay Adams.
Right. I agree, Ethan. He definitely was a victim of his circumstances. Yeah. So that kind of stinks. First year,
they said he was also, then after they did the haircut, Jay Glazer has like a drinking party, and I guess he was putting him back at some brews back at the drinking party.
I saw that. Some people said they didn't think he was there, but they clearly in the video he was there. What you could see him. I think he was at the end of the table right there, sitting there, but he was at that.
Can I just say that I really like Todd Monken?
He's growing on me, that's for sure.
Sure has. He's growing on me too, and we'll see what kind of coach he ends up being, but I like the man Todd Monken.
James said someone said Todd kidnapped McVay to help him develop Shedeur. I think that was part of the reason that'd be awesome. I love Todd McVay or Sean McVay. Todd, thinking Todd McShay. So much draft stuff in my head. Right
McVay's.
Yeah, but he made a lot of noise here. I saw.
What about that thing he said about Dylan Gabriel?
Yeah, he noted that Shedeur Sanders has been in the building a bunch the last few months working out. They asked him about Gabriel, and he said, as far as he's aware, has not. So that was some big news there, I thought. Kind of.
Yeah,
not surprised, but a little surprised the coach would come out and say that about a player.
That is true. I'm with you on that. Maybe he's just an honest straight shooter.
Right? Wow. That would be kind of refreshing, though, after everything we've seen.
I agree. I totally agree. I think this is what maybe the Browns made a great pick on him, even if it's only for a couple of years. Maybe this is what the Browns need, some little bit of fresh air and honesty.
Well, we'll see. I know you had a comment about the receiver. I think he was being facetious, though.
What did he say?
Well, just they asked him, what are you looking for in a receiver? And I think it was big, fast, physical, ball skills, run after catch. I mean, that's what everybody's looking for.
Yeah.
But he did have some interesting comments about Deshaun Watson. Speaking of quarterbacks, he said what he's seen over the years, he's hoping to tap into that, and that they're excited to see what we have. He's part of the roster. The most important part is to put a winning product on the field, and he didn't care who that is. So competition on, huh?
Yeah, and I also heard him say something about the first snaps will go kind of to the guy that was ended the year last year. So that leads me to believe that Shedeur will probably get the majority of the snaps in training camp, maybe OTAs too. But I do feel that it's going to be a kind of a wide open competition, and Watson will get a shot at this thing.
Yeah. Wow, Rob just had to crush my couch thing. He was drafted tonight. Yeah, I know about Kelly Holcomb, and I know he almost won a playoff game.
Almost.
In 03, and he supposedly beat out Couch. But like they said with this current regime, they were biased against Couch. They were holding him back. It was sabotaged. Our buddy Mike Palmer, who's where's Mike? Mike's in, I think, North Carolina now.
Is he? Okay.
Yeah, living the good life in God's country. Late to the conversation, but they're going to try to play Watson again this season.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, it sounds like he has a realistic shot, I guess.
I think so. I mean, you're paying that guy that kind of money. You
Yeah.
got to try and squeeze some juice out of that.
I would agree. Team of two.
Then you had Jimmy Haslam coming out and saying that Watson could go from a swing and a miss to a home run.
Wow.
Says he shares their fans' frustration with 1,000, and the Browns are 1,000% committed to getting this right.
Dude, how does Jimmy come back from a year ago saying, we took a big swing and a miss to this?
You've left me speechless, Steve. I don't know. I don't know how he does it with a straight face.
Sorry, Mike. Mike's in South Carolina. That's right. Even better. I love South Carolina. I don't know. Jimmy saying that. I guess you have to. Well, we talked about this before. He's going to be healthy. You're not just going to sit there and say, well, we're keeping him away. If you're doing that, then just cut him. Eat the dead cap space and be done with him. But I agree. And Rob just said this was best. Watch him have a great year and we give him another $300 million. That's part of the fear. After everything that the cluster F that's been so far, that he finally plays this year and plays close to what everybody thought he was getting. And then what? Do you re-up and give him the big money again?
They said that they could extend him. I heard that.
Yeah. And Ethan said, best case scenario, Sanders taking the bull by the horns. Bottom line is we are stuck with Watson and Haslam is trying to save face. Possibly. I kind of, the Watson thing, I think everybody's been wanting to be done with it. I really would like to see Shedeur. It's a win-win. If he balls out, then, hey, you got your franchise quarterback with a 5th-round pick, and now you can look elsewhere. Next year's going to be, well, they're saying it's going to be a good draft, especially at receiver and quarterback. But and if he doesn't, then you go after your franchise quarterback. But at least at least you've given it a whole season or however long he plays, and you got to know. You've got to know going into next year. And I also, Steve, I take a little bit of exception to what Jimmy Haslam said. He says that they share in their fans' frustration. I don't think so, Jimmy. I think we're a little more frustrated than you are. And I understand you got millions and millions and billions of dollars on the line here, but you also have millions and billions of dollars. You haven't been a fan when the team got ripped away from us. You didn't sit without football for several years and then come back from Al Lerner to Jimmy Haslam of terrible, terrible draft picks, ownership, signings, players, everything. Right. So there's no way he shares in our frustration. He should say something along the lines of, you know what? I understand this fan's frustration, not that he shares it. Right. Mike asked if he thinks Watson's demise here was to do with Stefanski disliking him. He was phenomenal at one point. Hard to believe he stunk that bad. I don't. I find it hard to believe that a coach is going to sabotage anything. I mean, at the end of the day, these guys want to win, or they're going to lose their job. I don't know if he wanted him, but, supposedly, remember when they first met, they had all this conversations. They talked about offense and what they were going to do.
They were all in lockstep together.
Yeah.
They were all on the same page. According
I think he looked terrible, though. At times, he was nowhere near as close. I mean, just athletically. Remember some of the passes, some of the things we did. I think maybe the rust was a little too great. Then he had some injuries. But I don't think it was because Stefanski disliked him or set him up. My personal opinion, I don't know.
My personal opinion, too, is that Stefanski wouldn't do that. I think Stefanski's willing to work with any player. He worked with Gabriel. He worked with Shedeur. He put extra time in with those guys. I don't think that's what Stefanski's about. I think he wants to win.
Yeah. James said it was a smoke screen to get some team to bite. Again, James, I don't understand the salary cap. What I do know is I guess trading him is cost a lot for some reason with cap space, dead cap, whatever. So Rob would trade him, but trading him, it would be fantastic, but we'll see. We'll see. James also thinks any quarterback is set up for failure under Kevin. I don't know if I buy that. What I do think is he didn't tailor his systems to the quarterback strength sometimes. I mean, I thought that's what you do. You don't say, hey, this is my system. You run it. You're supposed to do it the other way. But, I mean, I don't know. Some quarterbacks are better. I mean, Flacco had success under this system, so maybe it's more of a system thing.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like Deshaun's just kind of lost it. He could never.
Yeah, Ethan thought because injuries and going on above the shoulders, he was just awful. I would agree with that.
I think the pressure broke him. Of all the court cases and everything. It just broke the man. Good for him.
Yeah, I agree. There's some news too, also with this excites me actually. So I'm going to move forward. So, John, do you understand the Browns announced they've been granted marketing rights in Italy? Do you?
I saw that. I don't know what that means. That means that they can I don't even know. What does it mean, Steve? Tell me.
I'm
trying. Pizzas with the Browns name on it or something. I don't know.
Here we go. Got to get. I love me my what do you call it?
I don't know.
My images.
Yeah.
I'm a sucker for these. There we go. Good for you. Good for me. Good for everybody. It was bad all around the play. Okay.
Good for you. Good for me. Good for everybody.
So, the Browns. It was announced that the Browns were granted marketing rights in Italy, and this is through that NFL Global Marketing Program. So, I guess the whole concept behind that is they're aiming to build brand awareness and fandom beyond the U.S., which obviously we've been seeing now for years with all these games, all over the place. But yeah, they're going to beyond the U.S. They want to do engagements, events, commercial opportunities, NFL flag development. I also think it could now possibly open up the opportunity down the road for Italy to host a game because games have been played in the United Kingdom, Brazil, Mexico, Germany, Spain, and I think Canada was the other one. And this year we got Australia and Paris coming this year. So
Italy's next.
Yeah, I think they are. And I didn't know this, but we weren't the only ones. The Saints also. So I guess we're sharing. The Browns and Saints both were awarded the rights. I saw that the Browns were, but I didn't realize the Saints were too. And I was reading something, and they had. So it's us and the Saints actually have that opportunity. All I know is that with us doing that, me, one of my favorite cuisines is Italian. I totally and fully expect this year when we're at our Browns game with our season tickets, I want to start seeing, I want to see pasta. I want to see chicken parm, lasagna. I want all that stuff at these concessions.
Steve, we're lucky if we get a cold hot dog in the upper deck, and you want chicken parm and lasagna.
I mean, it's going to cost us $30, but okay, I still want it. I love me my Italian. What can I say?
I wish the Browns were as good at winning as they are making money.
That is true. They are good at that, huh? But yeah, now we had a comment here. I'm going to see if
Well, while you find that, I also, little thing about the stadium going on here in Brook Park, the Haslam's investing more money into the new stadium. It was $2.4 billion. Now it's $2.6 billion they're contributing.
Look at them just ponying up everywhere, huh?
Yeah. Did you find that comment?
Nah, who wants to read it? It's just their comment about they did it in Nigeria, now they're in Italy, and it's basically going to make more money.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's what they do. They're pretty good at it.
Sorry, man. We're getting flooded with comments, which is awesome. Truly only successful quarterback under Kevin was Flacco. Probably agree with that. Stefanski was too nice and too collaborative for his own good, said Ethan.
Good call, Ethan.
I keep hearing that we might get a reunion with Nick Chubb. Yeah, there's been some talk, third back. I think that would appease the fans.
I think it would.
James said he'd kill for some good chicken parm. You and me both, buddy.
Did you hear the Browns want to get a fullback this year too? What Monken said? He wants a fullback.
Not surprised. I could see that. They did that in Baltimore and some other places. So Rob said, great take, John. Brown's only about making money. Well, that is so true. But isn't every team though? I mean, at the end of the day, it's a business. So there you go. And finally, we got one other Browns news here today. And we're still this should be our longest segment when you think about it. We're a Browns podcast, and this is Browns news. So here you go. What's our last one? I think
last week we talked about Jarvis Landry. He was on the podcast with Leonard Fournette talking about how Kevin Stefanski gave up play calling, kind of was bashing Stefanski and calling him, well, all he's ever done is won 2-time coach of the year, which that's a pretty big deal. But Mary Kay Cabot came back and rebutted what Jarvis Landry had said. So here's what Mary Kay Cabot had to say.
Clip that is circulating today is Jarvis saying that Kevin Stefanski, unbeknownst to anyone in Cleveland at the time, turned play calling over to Alex Van Pelt in I think he's talking about 2021. I'm not sure what season he's even talking about, to be honest with you. It might have been 2020 because that was a weird COVID year. But that did not happen. He did not turn play calling over to Alex Van Pelt. What happened was Alex Van Pelt had to call the plays in the wild card game against the Pittsburgh Steelers because Kevin Stefanski was in his basement watching the game by himself after he tested positive for COVID. So Alex Van Pelt called the plays that day, and he called the plays in some preseason games, but Kevin never turned the play calling over to Alex Van Pelt. And I think
so. That's it. So Mary Kay saying that he did not give the play calling, and I believe over to Van Pelt. I believe Mary Kay on this. I know a lot of people bash Mary Kay. She's, she has her moments, but this one I'm with her on this one. I think that Jarvis probably wasn't quite. Maybe he got his facts mixed up a little bit. I don't want to call him a liar, but
I mean, in one regard, you got a guy that's in there in the locker room with inside everything. You'd like to think he's telling the truth. I mean, he was there. She's a reporter, but I never heard anything prior. I mean, we've heard when he did give it up, so I don't know where I stand. I mean, I don't know if Jarvis is bitter. I don't take him as a bitter person. James says he thinks so you think I'm not going to believe a guy that was in the locker room and I'll believe Mary Kay? I mean, I could see the logic with that. I don't know the reason why either one would say why they did, to be honest.
I don't either. Hey,
if you remember, remove that Mary Kay thing.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That's some behind the scenes production stuff there.
We're still looking for a producer for a show. We do pay in beer.
Click on the little 3 dots and do remove from studio and you're golden. So anyway, on that note, that's our Browns news for this week. There's a lot of stuff.
That was good.
Actually, we don't have a ton this week, but we do have seeing what our enemies over in the AFC North, some other AFC North news going on. Not a ton. You did have some Steelers stuff with Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, real quick, we'll touch on this Steelers news, little Ravens news. I'll hit real quick too. But so Aaron Rodgers, it's still up in the air whether he's coming back. I think
it's ridiculous.
Art Rooney II told the paper that Pittsburgh Post-Gazette that he expects the veteran quarterback to have made up his mind on a return before the NFL draft. And he said, when I talked to him and Omar talked to him, that's the general manager of the Pittsburgh Steelers, talked to him. He told us he wasn't going to take as long this year as he did last year to make a decision. He said, I'm not 100% sure what that means, but I expect something before the draft. So we shall see what happens with Aaron Rodgers in Pittsburgh. You think he's coming back, Steve?
Honestly, I started thinking prior to just a few days ago he probably wasn't. But then hearing Mike McCarthy's comments, I mean, why would he wait this? I don't understand why you wait this long to begin with. I think he's got a pretty decent supporting cast with the addition of Pittman, and he's got Metcalf, the weapons. I can see him coming back. Baltimore, who knows? New coach, they're changing their whole system. The Browns, nobody knows what to expect with us. Everybody outside of Cleveland, everybody expects us to be crap. And you got the Bengals, and they're up and down too. So the division's kind of open there. Yeah. So I think he's coming back. My personal.
I guess we'll find out in the next couple of weeks.
I guess so.
Also, the Ravens. I know we touched quite a bit on the whole Maxx Crosby trade that didn't go down. Did you hear what Ravens team president Sashi Brown? You remember Sashi Brown from Cleveland?
What he said? Sashi, yeah.
He said the backlash from the trade is being overblown because of a slow news cycle.
Yeah, of course.
How's that a slow news cycle? That was at free agent signing time. And March 10th, that was a busy news cycle. So Sashi Brown spinning it like a DJ. I think a lot of these guys do.
KB commented, Rodgers doesn't want to go to minicamp. There's probably some truth to that.
Probably.
Ethan would like to see Rodgers come back. I think I would too.
Me too.
James thinks Mary Kay's crushing on Kevin.
That could be too.
I agree. He said they should give Howard a shot, but they'll stick with bad grandpa. Yeah. I'm curious to see. Well, it was interesting. Is Mike McCarthy, speaking on a totally side note, I think they were talking with Mike McCarthy about Will Howard, the former Ohio State quarterback, and he said that had he been on a team this year, he wouldn't have lasted till the 6th round if he was on a team, running a team, and had say.
Really?
I mean, I guess in one regard, what are you going to say? He's your quarterback. You drafted him, but to come out and say that, kind of interested.
Yeah.
So, and the other one, real quick, was the Bengals. Did you hear about Joe? Did you hear or see Joe Burrow news?
No, I haven't. That's so weird, Steve. I look for all this news for like the AFC North, and it's very compared to what the Browns do. The Browns have something going on every single day. It's crazy, but the rest of the division's kind of quiet. Well, I didn't hear about Joe Burrow. What he did?
He played in a recent flag football tournament. And, he's lunging and diving, streaking down the field, doing all this stuff. So when he did a spin move, we all know his injury history. He's missed, I believe it's 22 regular season games due to injury. And what was it? I think it was 9 last year to that turf toe.
Wow.
Third time, he's been in the league that's 6 seasons, and 3 out of the 6 he's been on the IR. Now, in one regard, if I'm a Bengals fan, I'm like, what the hell are you doing? And why? Stay in a bubble. Being a Browns fan, I'm like, you know what, Joe, you be you. Nobody hold Joe back. You're a peacock. You need to fly. You play all the flag football you want, and I hope you get hurt because with the Bengals, I think we all know, and it's safe to say, as Joe Burrow goes, the Bengals are going to go. So
exactly,
if he's out and hurt, he's done. So,
I'm perfectly fine with him chopping wood, using a chainsaw, working on a flight, a aircraft carrier flight deck, anything really dangerous. I'm good with Joe Burrow doing.
That's awesome.
But I do.
All right, so we got some NFL news here. A lot going on in the NFL. We're going to touch on a few things here. You'll lead us off with that.
Well, the big one last week was Jaxon Smith-Njigba signed a huge deal, Steve.
Yeah, he did.
Extension, $168 million over 4 years with $120 million guaranteed. Amazing deal. And actually, so he'll be there through 2031 because he already had a 2-year. He's already signed for 2 more years.
Mm-hmm.
And so now on top of this 4 years, so he'll be there for 6 more years. So that's going to reset the wide receiver value, Steve.
Yeah, it is. I still won't forget. I mean, remember back when he was at Ohio State and he was the young gun back then, and he had Olave, who was it? Garrett Wilson, Olave. I'm missing somebody else, and then him. And they were all like, who's the best receiver? And both Garrett Wilson and Olave both said hands down it was JSN.
Yeah.
First I'm like, oh, they're being nice to the young kid, but he's looking like he's the real deal and best one out of the group, and that's saying a lot. Plus, you had Marvin Harrison Jr. pop out, so it's a pretty impressive list. But man, he does look like so far. I mean, we got Carnell Lake coming to the league next year, so we'll see what he has. But he's looking like the Michael Thomas. I think he was a little bit before. I don't think he was with those guys, was he? Wasn't Michael Thomas earlier?
Yeah.
But so we shall see with that. And then some kind of big news, I thought, Monday Night Football. So they announced just I think it was yesterday, they're no longer going to have the multiple Monday Night Football games at the same time after experimenting with it in recent years, which I hated that, to be honest. 2 games at once. I'm trying to go back and forth, and which one do I want to watch? So they are not doing that anymore. That is ending.
Yeah, I wish they kind of staggered them a little bit more because they were overlapping. So I'm with you. I don't think that was it was good. It was a good try. Like Jimmy Haslam would say, it was a swing and a miss.
Yeah. And then the Jaguars. So they're going to be renovating their stadium, and they did a proposal which got approved. They proposed for the 2027 season to play their home games in Orlando. They have it's a $1.4 billion renovation of Everbank Stadium. And they will be playing their season at a 65,000 seat Camping World Stadium, which is the same place they played or hosted the 6 Pro Bowls since 2017.
Okay.
So, and just a side note, everybody's talking about stadiums and cost. That one is estimated to be about a $1.4 billion renovation, which is mind blowing. $1.4 billion to renovate. And the owner, that Khan, he's paying $625, and the city's also agreeing to do that. They're both splitting $6.25, and then I think the city's also doing another $150 million over the 25-26 season in maintenance and repairs to prepare the stadium for the construction. So they will be in Orlando, which isn't that far, I guess.
No, I think that it's probably the best bet for them.
Yeah,
I mean, you're going to the center of Florida in a way, so maybe you'll get some fans over from the Gulf side.
Yeah, it's only 150 miles ish, 100 something miles, so not terrible.
Is that what it is?
I think I read somewhere it's about 100. Jacksonville to Orlando is about 100 and something miles, a couple hours away.
Would you drive to Columbus for like 3 years or however long if the Browns were building a stadium like that? Would you do that
as host of?
No, would you drive like say the Browns were building a stadium and it was in they were going to play in Ohio State? Would you go down there?
I understood what you said. Oh. I'm saying as host of There's a Gleam podcast, yes. As a non-host and a fan that's seen the crap I've seen, hell no, I'm not driving.
That's what I was getting at.
And especially later in the season with that weather. So no,
I'll be honest. It's warmer in Columbus.
Maybe the first couple games I would.
Yeah.
Plus to see, but now for winning, that might change. We might make it a trip, but we'll see. Would you?
I wouldn't. No.
Well, there you go. You had something too, real quick about the 18-game schedule.
Yeah, the NFL is pushing for this 18-game schedule. I don't think it's going to happen right away. I think it'll happen at some time. They want to take out one preseason game and then add a bye week to it. Jimmy Haslam said it's a little premature.
I think it's happening now. I think they're going to get to 18 games eventually.
They will. I think that once they figure it all out, how they're going to do it, and of course, the players' union will fight back, so there'll be some concessions to give.
Yep. Well, and I think Super Bowl news too. There's some big announcements with that.
Yeah, they're good. Well, Vegas gets the Super Bowl. Was it 63 in 2029 in Allegiant Stadium? Marking the city's second time hosting the game.
Yeah, that's crazy. Plus,
they had a huge when they had the Super Bowl. I'm terrible with Roman numerals, Steve. 57. They were there, I think. They brought in over 330,000 visitors. 58. Okay, yeah, you're right. 330 visitors and over 1 billion economic impact.
Oh, and they just had the draft there too. So
yeah,
good for them. So
that begs the question, Steve. There's some new stadiums coming. Buffalo, now that's going to be an outdoor stadium. I don't know if they'll get a Super Bowl.
No.
Tennessee Titans are going to get a dome. Cleveland's going to get a dome. Washington Commanders are going to have a dome. I don't know if the Bears are going to have a dome. Mm-hmm. I don't know about Kansas City either, but those are the new stadiums coming up. So
yeah,
Cleveland's got to get in line if they want a Super Bowl here.
I think we might. Now I know there was talk because we did host the draft the 1 year, it was the year after COVID. But it was kind of scaled back. Things weren't totally back to normal and whatnot. And I've always heard that the NFL has talked about doing another round with the Browns here in Cleveland and having another one here sooner rather than later, just because, you didn't truly get to have the full effect of it. So, but yeah, that's the assumption. You build a dome. Isn't that supposed to help bring in a Super Bowl here now and stuff? And when Jimmy's World's built around it and stuff and all the hotels and restaurants and stuff. So we'll see.
Like you said, it'll happen. It just depends when.
Yeah. All the only other news I saw at the NFL I wanted to mention for what it's worth, because speaking of flag football, Odell Beckham Jr. was in that flag football playing, and everybody saw the catch he made, classic OBJ, the one-handed. This one, he wasn't diving or falling backwards to his back, but he jumped straight up and one-handed. It was a great catch, no doubt about it. But he came to Arizona during the annual meetings and met with the New York Giants and Coach John Harbaugh on Monday about potentially joining the team. That was per Jordan Raanan, I think's his name. So there was some talk, and he was with them briefly. Then you think he was hurt most of the time, but he was with Baltimore briefly when Harbaugh was there.
Yes, he was.
So there you go.
I heard a lot of Giants fans are going gaga over the possibility of Odell Beckham coming back.
I saw what you did there.
What did I do?
I don't know. I don't know. I think that's kind of run its course.
I do too, but there's a lot of videos, a lot of Giants fans posting videos about wanting Odell Beckham back.
Well, I could, I actually probably could see that. He's not the number one. Add another weapon. I guess that's a possibility. No?
Yeah, I guess we should ask Rob's wife Jocelyn if she wants him back, because she's a big Giants fan.
That's our person. That's our source for all things Giants. So
right.
All right, let's move on. I wasn't gonna do it this week, but I do have some my 2-minute drill. Yeah, so we'll see if it's 12. We'll see if we stick to the 2-minute rule.
We're under the gun here, buddy.
Yeah. So Tiger Woods, I'm sure people have heard Tiger Woods. Second time he was in an accident rolling over his car, which is unbelievable. Luckily, nobody was hurt. He wasn't seriously hurt, but he did it back on March 27th. And before that, he did it also. Second time, he did it back in February 2021. So my question is, for the love of God, one, get some help, and two, with all that money, you don't have a driver that could drive you. I mean,
I heard he said he does want people to know where he's at.
Whatever.
That he's a fool.
Well,
with Ubers, come on.
First thing I thought is, man, that man needs help. It was just announced yesterday that he is, and I had pulled up the statement. Tiger actually made a comment, but it was reported, I saw on ESPN, he is going to get some treatment. He said that, I know and understand the seriousness of the situation I find myself in today. I'm stepping away for a period of time to seek treatment and focus on my health. This is necessary in order for me to prioritize my well-being and work toward lasting recovery. I'm committed to taking the time needed to return a healthier, stronger, and more focused place, both personally and professionally. I appreciate your understanding and support, and ask for privacy for my family, loved ones, and myself at this time. So, get some help. But on a side note, and what got me all to this was everybody loves their memes and GIFs, and especially Browns fans. But I saw this gem popping up. You're going to see Tiger's mugshot on anything and everything. And I got to give credit to, I did write this down because I wanted to give him his due credit. A good follow on X, John Hillberry. I think he goes by Heelberry on X, a local guy. I think is a West Sider. but don't mean to make light of the situation. But his caption was Browns fans by week 6 of each season. It's got him in a Myles Garrett shirt with that look. I thought that was actually kind of funny.
Yeah. Well, I hope Tiger gets the help that he needs.
Yeah, I do too.
I've always liked Tiger Woods.
She's good, Rob said. And then on something more happier and stuff, baseball season kicked off. And wow, what a beginning for Chase DeLauter, huh? I know he played last year. He was on the roster for the playoffs, but that didn't count. It wasn't regular season. So how about an opening week? His first game, 2 home runs in the opener, and he was named Player of the Week. Batted .353 with 4 home runs, 5 RBIs, and a 1.412 OPS, which is on base and slugging, plus slugging. Just what a phenomenal debut for that weekly debut, huh?
Yeah, let's hope he keeps it going. This is the kind of hitting we need in this lineup.
Yeah, 3 games, 4 home runs. He became the second player in MLB history to have 4 home runs in the first 3 straight regular season games. That's pretty impressive. And for those that'll be negative, why can't Cleveland have anything good? I saw it last night. He was playing, and first inning, first at bat, he took a foul ball. He got hurt. He took a fouled the pitch off his foot and left the game. Now, good news, I did see earlier today. It's reported the X-rays came back and they were negative. So,
oh, good. I hadn't heard that, but I saw that last night, and I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, I'm like, really unbelievable. I mean, that's been his biggest knock. He hasn't been able to stay healthy, and that's why he hasn't been up here sooner. So if he can stay healthy, the kid shows all the promise in the world. But it was negative, so hopefully it's not long. He'll only miss a few games. They're coming back here. So that's it for my 2-minute drill. Do you have anything?
I got a quick one, Steve. I know that you've been working out, and you eat you probably eat Wheaties because you're working out, trying to get healthy, right? That's what the Breakfast of Champions is.
Sure.
Well, there's the new one, Steve. It's called Meaties. Cereal made out of meat.
Oh,
they have chocolate, peanut butter, and maple cinnamon. $14 a box, and you can get a box of meat cereal.
Hell no. I can't see. Oh, that's just gross.
That was my 2-minute draw. I figured you might enjoy that one.
There you go. Wow. We got 8 minutes to 1 o'clock, and we've got so much. So we had our draft talk. You have your mock draft. I was going to debut my full one, but we're going to kind of speed through this, and because time is running out here. Because
So let me run the beginning here. Then you can go over with your draft. Since I haven't heard it yet, and I'd love to hear it. So I'm going to go quickly over this, but real quick, Alabama quarterback Ty Simpson is making the rounds before the draft. He has visits lined up with the Browns, Cardinals, and Dolphins. Browns general manager Andrew Berry has made it very clear they are still very interested in Simpson. Him and Todd Monken have a relationship. I guess Monken recruited Ty Simpson, and Monken and Ty Simpson's father become pretty good friends. So we shall see what happens to that. I don't know if you have anything to add on that or not. If not,
I don't want him. I gotta hope we don't take anything. I think it's a smoke screen. Todd Monken's had a lot of relationship with a handful of quarterbacks. He was with Georgia. He recruited a lot of these guys. So I think it's just typical news, but I gotta hope not.
All right. So getting to my mock draft, Steve, my mock draft is staying exactly like it was last. I did make some moves in the middle. I'm not going to go over everything because I want to hear yours. But I still have at number 6 the Cleveland Browns taking Carnell Tate, and then at 24 the Browns taking Monroe Freeling, the tackle from Georgia. So more importantly, I want to hear what your first mock draft looks like.
Well, I finally got mine up, and I went. That's not the one I wanted. So of that. Side note, there's 5 teams this year that don't have first-round picks as of right now. Falcons, Jaguars, Colts, Packers, and now the Broncos with their latest trade. So they have no more. And I know that's going to be tough to see. But look at me. I did a fancy chart and everything. So I'm not going to go through the list, but I have a bit of a shocker. The way the draft, I'm going to quickly – I had Raiders taking Mendoza. I had the Jets going with Arvell Reese. I had Carolina –
Keep going. Stop when you get to number 6.
I had the Cardinals. Oh, I know what you're going to do. I had the Cardinals taking Francis Mauigoa. Titans taking Jeremiah Love. The New York Giants taking linebacker Sonny Styles from Ohio State. And with the 6th pick, the Cleveland Browns select edge David Bailey from Texas Tech.
I don't hate that, Steve. I was actually looking at that, and I think there's a really good chance he might slide.
Now, I'm not going to lie. When I started putting this together and started doing it, it was right after the whole Myles Garrett contract thing and all the talk about how easy it's going to be trade. But this is how it felt. Actually, I almost had him going to Cardinals at 3, which I've seen a lot of mocks have him, but I've also seen linemen, and they're going offense. So there's going to be a good defensive player, whether it's Arvell Reese, Bailey, Caleb Downs wasn't taken, Sonny Styles. One of those guys is going to fall. I'm really curious to see if what the Browns do in that situation. Supposedly Mendoza already has a playbook. That wouldn't be surprising. And then fast forward, I had at the 24th pick, hit it. The Cleveland Browns select offensive tackle Caleb Lomu from Utah. So that's my 2. We both have them taking a lineman in the first round. And that's how I had the draft fall into me. So that's probably going to change.
So I don't hate that.
Okay. I do like Lomu in the fact that he is more of a true left tackle. I'm sorry, Malagoa, Fano, all these guys, if they're a right tackle, it's not that easy to switch over to left. And at 6, I ain't taking a guy that high with the hope that he can switch. If he's not a true left tackle, I don't want him at 6. Get him later, or don't take him at all. So that's my belief. So we'll see.
I agree with you on that, Steve. I really do. And I think if David Bailey's there, you've got to strongly consider that.
God, would that be something to see him and Myles on each side with Graham in the middle and Collins coming back? Geez, that could be a fearsome.
I think you're right. Somebody's going to slide to 6. And I don't think it's going to be very easy to trade the number 6 pick, because I don't think there's a lot of elite talent that people are just want. So,
no, and I don't want to just do it a need. I mean, I do like Carnell Tate, and he might very well be the pick, but I'm old school. I believe if you're taking a receiver that high, he's got to be like that Calvin Johnson, Larry Fitzgerald. I'm with you. I'm starting to waver on my Carnell Tate pick at 6. Because, I'm probably going to end with Carnell Tate being at 6.
And I probably won't.
I don't want a tiny, like Travis Hunter for me is too small of a guy. Taking him at 2 would blew my mind. I want truly, when I'm in the top 10, I want a blue chip future Hall of Famer. This guy should be the cream of the what's that saying?
Cream of the crop.
Yeah. So, and if one of these defensive guys fall, at first I was like, I'm always about taking the best available and quit reaching for players just because you need that position. So that's enough about that. We're going to move along here. You got a good segment, The Land, and you featured this one this week, which was the Oriole Cafe.
Yes, the Oriole Cafe in Berea, Ohio. So it's been around for 90 years. I didn't realize that until after I went and I looked it up. I'm like, wow, 90 years.
That's impressive.
It is. It's a tradition in Berea. So I went on Saturday. Aaron and I went. We had done some work in the garage trying to organize our bins and all that stuff. And we didn't feel like cooking. Like, well, let's go somewhere around here. We just moved here a couple months ago to Brook Park. Let's go to Berea, see what's happening. We went to the Oriole Cafe. I was in the mood for wings. Surprise, surprise. Hold on, Steve. I got to sneeze, I think. No, I don't.
Speaking of wings, my buddy Chris was so kind to text me saying him and his son Jorge, they were heading to Craggy's, which I featured a couple weeks ago to get it's their Wednesday wing night. I'm like, thanks a lot, pal. I'm doing a show in an hour and you're going already. So thanks, Chris. I hope the wings were good.
So I got the hot wings, and then Aaron got the fajitas.
Okay.
So the hot wings, Steve. So I like bar food. I really do.
Are those barbecue or hot?
What's that?
You say you like barbecue?
No, I like bar food.
Oh, bar food. I thought you said barbecue. Okay.
That kind of quesadillas, all that stuff.
Yes.
So I will say, when I went there, I asked, can I get all flats? Because, my new stance. I'm a flat guy. So she said, the waitress kind of looked at me and like, I don't know if the kitchen will want to do that. I said, well, I'll pay extra for flats. Well, she said, we'll see. Well, my wings came out and they were a mixed bag of.
I can see right off the top. I see a drum right up top there. I see
Yeah.
a couple of them.
So right off the bat, I'm a harsh critic.
Yes, you are. You're a tough foodie.
Their wings were not trimmed appropriately. There was a lot of leftover skin on the wings. The drumettes were almost like too big, and they get kind of mushy inside.
I got ripped on at my boat club. Side note, sorry to interrupt about
Yeah,
that.
that's good.
My belief about wings being too big are not always better.
No, they're not. That's so true because it just it's the texture inside, especially if a drummet gets a little off-putting.
Oh yeah. If I take a bite and I see red inside there, now I'm really freaked out. Like it's not cooked all the way. And they're just generally my experience with large wings, especially the drums, is they're usually pretty tough.
Yeah, they are. They really are. Aaron got the fajitas. Steven, I hate doing this because I want it to be good. It's a 90-year-old restaurant bar in Berea right down the street, but the fajitas meat was not great. I hate to say it, Steve, I don't think I would recommend the Oreo Cafe.
Oh, I'm so glad I tagged them. I'm so glad I tagged them on Facebook to see this now.
Hey, well, the truth is the truth. So get better. Get
Would
better.
You go back? Would you give
them
them a second chance and go back?
Exactly. I'll give them 6 months and I'll go back. Maybe they'll hear this. Maybe they'll trim their wings better. Maybe they'll offer flats only. Maybe the meat won't be tough.
In their defense, I know a lot of places don't want to do it. They're not going to go and sort it out and stuff.
I get that. And I didn't hold that against them. I actually held the taste of food more against them.
No, I hear you. And the only way these places know is if you say something, right?
Yeah.
You know, I'm sure they don't want to send out bad food or whatever, but if everybody never says nothing, they're thinking, oh, everything's great. So sometimes it has to be said to help improve. So
exactly.
But it's a place you go back. How's the place itself? Was it a cool little place to go to?
It's a cool little bar inside. I mean, definitely a place you want to go have a beer or two.
Okay.
So yeah, that's
there you go. All right. Hey, you know what? I appreciate the honesty because not all of them are winners. I know some people only post the ones,
Hey, now I figured that they do have the fish fry. They have perch fries, and that might be good. I struck out with the wings, and the fajitas were not fantastic.
Okay, I do agree, man. Bar food, sometimes they can be so awesome. Better than restaurant.
Good bar food is one of the best things in the world.
Absolutely. All right, there's a gleam for us today.
Steve, it's coming.
We're 2 minutes over, but we're gonna keep on going.
All right, April 3rd, you know what that is. Guardians opening day versus the Chicago Cubs, right? I'm so ready for that.
They got a tough opening schedule. They opened in Seattle with 4 games. They're finishing their last game with the Dodgers today. I believe it's an 8:20 start.
Yeah.
So the first 7 games, and give them credit, they're 3-3 right now, tied for first. But I mean, you go against 2 of the best teams in baseball. Now you're coming home to play the Cubs, the dreaded Cubs. Remember? Yeah. I hate them since 2016.
So a couple of things, Steve, that they're doing for opening day. If anybody's planning on going down, it's the 33rd home opener, Progressive Field, celebrating 25 years of Cleveland baseball. The theme is unforgettable moments, honoring players, fans, and championship history. The ceremonial first pitch is by Layla Edwards. She's a Cleveland native and a 2026 Olympic gold medalist. First black woman on a Team USA Olympic hockey team, and she recorded 8 points, 2 goals.
If I'm sorry to interrupt you, if I'm not mistaken, I want to say she's from Cleveland Heights. I think. I'm pretty sure.
That very well could be. I just said Cleveland on what I had read. So.
Yeah. For some reason, Cleveland Heights sticks in my head.
National anthem is going to be by John Lampley. He's performing the national anthem, God Bless America, and Take Me Out to the Ball Game. He's with OAR. He's I think he's a jazz singer, musician.
Okay.
Flyovers F-16s from the 180th Fighter Wing. Presentation of colors featuring multiple military branches. The American flag held on the field by key bank employees. Hopefully nobody gets stuck under the flag like Brandon Whedon did that one year.
Who can forget that shining moment?
This is good. AL Central Champions flag raised. So
history making. First team ever to come back that late, 15 and a half games back to win the division.
That was a great season last year.
It really was. I got to believe in the unforgettable moments. They're going to play the Rajai Davis home run against the Cubs in that off of the left-hander. Oh my gosh.
Steve, you just gave me chills saying Rajee Davis home run.
Right? Oh God, it's gonna drive me nuts. If Rob's listening, I know he'll know who is the reliever, the left-handed guy, flamethrower with the Cubs at that point. He's been
Soto or something.
No, it's garbage. I don't know. Anyway, that's got to be one of the things up on it they'll play.
Well, he was a scary looking closer, man. He's like the guy you don't want to get up to bat against.
Oh, I agree.
What was his name, Steve? You're so good at names.
Chapman.
Oh, that's right.
Arliss Chapman. Yep. Okay. That was driving me nuts. Thanks, Rob. You didn't come through. I was waiting for you or Brownie to come through. Our encyclopedias. Anyway, no, I wish I was going. Actually, I thought about trying to go down or take part in the festivities. And actually, I got a job. Actually, our good friend Lou Marconi with Stu Spark and his show Analytics This. I'm actually doing a couple appraisals for him Friday. So I will be working and then hopefully watching the game later at a place. So no, excited about that. Home openers are always fun. Sold out again. They always sell that out.
Weather's supposed to be decent too. A little chilly, but the rain looks like the rain's going to hold off.
I think it's supposed to be 70s. I think Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, we're going to be mid to upper 70s here. There's chance of rain, but they said not a rain. I think they said rain in the morning, but by no means a rain out. But Sunday, it's going to cool back down. But Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, I just watched the weather last night. We're mid to upper 60 or 70s. So enjoy.
Thanks, Mike Johnson.
I saw him I told you, did I tell you I saw him at our local Sam's Club here?
Yeah,
he's an East Sider too. So there you go. Good stuff there. Perfect. Well, you know what? It's only 1:06, and I thought looking at our show notes for what we wanted to talk about, I'm like, there's no way we're going to be. This might be a 2-hour show. And you said we had to be done by 1. I know you got work and stuff, but this is actually short for us. We usually go about 1:10, 1:15. So we actually got through that. I'm proud of us.
I'm proud of us too.
Yeah. Anyway, nope. On that note, that's everything I got today. You got anything else you want to add, John?
I'm just sad that it's over. Now I got to wait a whole nother week.
Right now, I feel like we should have.
We should keep talking. We never talk anymore.
That was a classic one. Our go-to to always say that. No, I agree. No, it was a fun show. Lots of like I said before, every time I think there's not much to talk about, all of a sudden we get all this stuff. I'm like, wait, we can't talk. There's too much. We got to condense this. So anyway, want to thank you for joining us again on here. You can find us everywhere. Wait, did Rob comment something? Did I miss this?
35 comments.
Happy birthday, Deetra Jacobs and the Navy Chiefs. There you go. Chapman. He did finally come up with Chapman as well. So thanks, Rob. And yeah, happy birthday to Deetra Jacobs. Who's that? Is that his
mom?
I think so.
Yeah.
Deetra Jacobs. If it is, she's in Lorraine. Aren't they from a Lorraine area?
Yep. His dad was in the Navy.
Yeah. Thank you for all that. But again, you can follow us on YouTube, Facebook at There's a Gleam Podcast. If you're watching on X, then obviously you know I'm at Hemi44. John is at Get the Gleam. TikTok, John's at John There's a Gleam, and I am at There's a Gleam Podcast. Follow and subscribe. Love to get our subscriptions up on YouTube, Apple, and Spotify. Again, you can find us at There's a Gleam Podcast, the Cleveland Browns podcast. Just look for our logo, and please help us. We appreciate if you subscribe, follow, like, share, spread the word. We're growing. I was pretty happy. We checked out our Facebook things growing. We started off just getting it. Yep, it's his mom. And they're in LaGrange, he said. But our Facebook community is growing. I know you're really active with doing reels and stuff. I still got to learn how to do some of that. But anyway, appreciate you all joining us. Another fun week, April 1st. Don't fall for it, people. Watch out for the stuff. That's all I got. Nothing else, John? Anything else you're going to add here at the end?
Nope. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for listening. And if you see us anywhere, feel free to follow and subscribe.
Well, before I forget, next Monday, big. I believe that's when they're going to. The Browns are having their draft party, and that's supposed to be for season ticket holders. Well, we'll have tickets for it. Not that they're hosting it, but that. Remember, I thought it was April 6th.
It is. The Browns draft party tickets go on. I don't know if they're on sale. They're just giving them out April 6th.
Well, I'm assuming it's free. I know they said season ticket holders will get first crack, and I believe that's Monday. And the decision has been made by management here at There's a Gleam podcast that There's a Gleam podcast. Steve and John will be attending our first ever draft party.
Yes, we will.
Show.
Yep.
At least as of right now, things could change, but as of right now, we are planning on going for that. So that's actually going to be kind of fun.
I'm looking forward to it.
There you go. Well, on that note, just want to say thank you for joining us today. Go Browns. And remember,
there's a gleam. Let's get the gleam. All right, let's go.
All right, everybody. You have a great day, and we will see you next week.